we know that measurement of these contaminants are using laboratory traditional methods, which are really slow, costly, and require an expert to run the analysis. And it also and they also dispose chemicals into the environment, so they have also negative environmental impacts. And most importantly, because of the high cost and difficulties in running the analysis, only limited number of samples can be done for commercial purposes. But since the contamination can be spatially variable across fields, and that necessitate high resolution data to be collected, then these traditional methods of data gathering is not ideal. And that's we should move into more advanced monitoring and machine learning technologies that is using proximal and remote sensing technologies combined with machine learning and deep learning in order to be able to provide high resolution data on the spatial and temporal distribution of those contaminants. And once we are able to do so, and once we are able to measure contaminants in the soil and in the crop pre-harvest, so we know the spatial distribution and maybe temporal distribution, but temporal will not be so important in some of these contaminants. Maybe for nitrogen will be important because it's very mobile. Then we know how to manage these contaminants in the soil. I mean, by removing those contaminants, and there are some options to do so. But as well, if we are able to measure the contaminants post-harvest by dividing the yield into different categories of contaminants, then we are able then later on to prevent the contaminants in foods, or categorize the yields into different categories that can be used for different uses, like for human and livestock consumption, or maybe the grain can be used for energy production. So the idea is really this sensor technologies, either proximal or remote, or the fusion of them, supported by machine learning and deep learning framework we are going to develop, will hopefully provide accurate and high resolution data to enable precision management of these contaminants in the field and post-harvest, in order to reduce the contamination level in the soil and in the crop, and also ideally as well maximizing or improving soil health. That is something we are really all looking for under the soil mission.